and hot.
It's damn good coffee, and it's hot. And you know why it's damn good coffee and it's hot? Because I made it. I got up early. I did my church thing, expecting to see a lot of you folks in church this morning. You all disappointed me. I will see you in hell. But that's a whole other story. But I got up and made the coffee, so it's good. It's hot. It's strong. It will make you shit your brains out at the appropriate time. And it's Sunday morning, and I'm easy like Sunday morning, and I hope you are too. A lot going on today where you say, what the fuck is this dog doing on Sunday? Which is a very good question. What the fuck is this dog doing on Sunday? Well, he's doing a show. Why? Because I'm busy all week long and I miss doing a show. That's why. I guess that's the bottom line of it. Anyway, damn good coffee. And I got a bagel here. A bagel here from Bagel Lady in Shoreham, New York. Now, I have to say, this is not an advertisement. This is an unadvertisement for Bagel Lady. Bagel Lady sucks. Don't go to Bagel Lady. And I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to send this clip. The service is abominable. I mean, 33 minutes from the time you walk in the door to order 6 bagels. That's it. 33 minutes from the time you walk into the door to the time you get checked out and pay at the register and on your way out the door. Abominable service. And nobody seems to be caring or, bagel with a schmear. Good morning, people in the chat room, Ted and William and Dave. Yeah, so Bagel Lady in New York, Shoreham, New York, stay away. I could have went an extra 2 miles down the road to, and I will, to Brooklyn Bagels in Rocky Point and make that happen. That's what I'm going to do from now on. But Bagel Lady, this is a bad Yelp review live here. Long Island. Does the Long Island Bagel guy got to? Does the Long Island Bagel guy got to Bagel Lady? I don't know what you mean. I feel like Zach was has been guest hosting for me and doing a great job. But the other day I was cracking up at Kelly was in the chat room and William Conway was in the chat room, and Kelly likes to call William Will, which is appropriate, I guess, short for William, but she doesn't capitalize the W in Will, and she doesn't believe in punctuation like commas or anything. So she wrote in the chat room to Will, but didn't come across that way. It actually said, Will, you must get on with Zach. My sides will ache and my heart will explode with laughter. And Zach read that and read it as a question and could not make any sense. Will you get on with Zach? Will you must get on with Zach? Will you must get on with Zach? And just it was going on about it, and I was in tears. I was literally in tears, laughing so hard, watching him try to figure it out, not realizing she was addressing William Conway. The little things that make you laugh. I don't know. If you own a website in the United States of America, and particularly if you're on Bluehost, chances are you've been hacked or at least attempted to be hacked over the last 4 or 5 days. A couple of my sites were hacked by Chinese hackers, China. My personal blog, mattnaposays.com. It's just me ranting about whatever I get pissed about or want to talk about. It's nobody's personal information, not even my own personal information. There's no membership. There's nothing there, no commerce. That site has been, on Thursday, there were 8,600 plus attempts at hacking by Chinese hackers, and that has escalated over the weekend. The Rockin' 45's website was down because of Chinese hackers. And I just got a message just before going on live this morning that another band that I did a website for 10 years ago now, found out their website is down. And what can they do about it? And they were asking me about it. I don't know that it was definitely um, the result of a hacking attempt, but I have strong reason to believe it because the Chinese hackers this weekend have gone nuts, totally nuts. And here's the thing. In China, well, I'll start with in the news. Right, we're hearing stories about um, Russia and how there's a lot of resistance to Putin wanting to escalate the war with Ukraine. And we've been hearing for weeks the possibilities of a coup in Russia. Now, I don't believe any of them, but some of them are making headlines in major publications today about a possible coup in Russia. And that's big news. Okay. Russia has its share of hackers as well. Um, and I think I don't know this for a fact, but I think a lot of that hacking is kept in check by Putin's iron fist that he rules with over there because he does not want retaliation from the West if his um, hacking, because they really are. I mean that this is what these people just these countries, not these people. I don't want to brand a race of people or a nationality of people. The countries breed cyber criminals now. So there's that. There's this whole rumor about um, a possible coup in Russia. What you're not hearing about, and there's been absolutely no news coverage over it. You're going to hear it first here, and you're going to say, maybe I shouldn't trust this information. It's coming from a bald dude with glasses and a mustache on a Sunday morning, drinking his own coffee, damn good coffee and hot, with a bad bagel from Bagel Ladies. But in China, what's his name? Z Ping Pong Pong Ping Pong. I'm sorry, that's really racist. Jinping, Xi Jinping, the leader of the country, or the supposed leader of the country, is under house arrest, and the military has taken over China. That's true right now, today. Well, at least that's the news that's coming out of China, whether you trust it or not. I would suggest, as the disclaimer on this show says, do your own fact checking. But I have a high degree in confidence in saying that the person who's been um, running China, prime minister, is in under house arrest, no longer in charge of the government there, and maybe that has something to do with the hackers gone wild in the last week, possibly. There's nothing to gain by hacking a lot of these sites. By the way, there's a lot of them ban websites and people's personal blogs and all that kind of stuff. There is absolutely, especially for the amount of energy they're putting into trying to hack this shit. It's insane. Hours and I know there's a lot of bots involved, especially when you're trying false logins and stuff, just running algorithms and just blah 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 blah, spitting out numbers and passwords and all that stuff. A lot of bot, but still, take somebody to manage all those bots and all the millions and millions of websites that they're targeting that have no monetary value whatsoever. My blog is worthless. It really is completely worthless. Anyway, um, so that's kind of interesting that we're hearing rumors of a possible coup in Russia, or at least more resistance than Putin has ever been used to in his life. Um, over there, but we're not hearing anything about the actual coup that is taking place in China. Now, is this a good thing? Maybe, maybe not. Who the fuck knows? The military in China, they're about as gung ho and ready to start World War III as the military in America or Russia or any. You know, if you're a military person and you're a military leader, you're a general. You live your life is measured uh, in military victories. And if you're not fighting a war, your life is pretty meaningless. So when the military takes over a country, the odds of aggression go up dramatically. I mean, again, these guys, you go to West Point in the United States or any military academy, you graduate and you start off as a captain. And before you know it, you're a colonel and then a general and then a five-star general. Now you're running the shit. You're looking for your place in history, your Custer moment, your Patton moment. You want to be remembered as a great general, a warrior. That's what they get. That's what they're taught to do. That's what they're conditioned to do. And you take over a country, and now you're running the country, and you have your say. Yeah, just let's say I'm a little nervous about possible war breaking out anywhere. I mean, we know the Russia-Ukraine thing has potential to blow up into a much bigger conflict than it already is. Well, good morning. It's Sunday. Happy news for Sunday. Anyway, I got my coffee. Anybody want to pop in and hang out with me? Just let me know. I will send you a link. If you have the keys, you can come on in. Um, I was kind of expecting maybe Zach would stop by this morning. Just I would love to have a little recap with him about how the week went with him. Uh, uh, William says, pretty sure soldiers aren't looking forward to a Custer moment. No, that's true. But and that's not what I was talking about with the Custer moment, by the way. Custer was the youngest celebrated general in the history of the United States service, and before his last stand, which is led up to his last stand, he just got his ego ran away with him. But during the Civil War and at the end of the Civil War, um, and there was a parade for the heroes of the United States Cavalry, and Custer was the most celebrated general of his time. Youngest, he had the long blonde hair, the ladies loved him. He was a rock star general. That's what I was talking about, Custer moment, not necessarily Custer's last stand moment. That was, but yeah, listen, don't be pretty sure soldiers aren't looking forward to that. Dying in a military battle, if you talk to enough of them and you go to military academies and talk to these guys, that's the ultimate. To die in battle, to die a hero, even in a losing cause. That's what they feel they were born to do. A lot of them. So don't be so sure, soldiers. Yeah, maybe draftees, but we don't have a draft anymore. But people, people who graduated military academies and spend their lives in the military, live for the military. Don't be so sure that dying a fantastic, horrible death on the battlefield isn't something that they think about and, in some perverted kind of way, desire or think it. I'm pretty sure that's the way they want the story to end. No general wants to die. No military lifer wants to die in their sleep. Um, they don't. They want to die on the battlefield. Boy, this is a Sunday morning conversation. Anyway, maybe things we might go through some things with both Russia and China unsure of the leadership. Now, ironically, we're unsure of our leadership too. We got a guy who is running this country who a lot of people, even people who are part of his own party don't believe is actually running this country. He seems asleep at the wheel. He seems like um, a marionette, a puppet. Uh, he can't walk onto a stage or walk off a stage without instructions. And listen, I know Biden's not that old. He's not old enough to be with the amount of cognitive dysfunction that he seems to have. Most people don't get that in their early 70s, mid 70s, early to mid 70s. I think he's 72, 73, something like that. Anyway, but God, you look at the man, and I know all the comments about the man does not seem to be um, very stable, very in control, very. I mean, he's still capable of being a nasty old man and fighting a little bit. Listen, my wife's uh, father, who was in a wheelchair, who has dementia, wanted to fight me because I told him not to put not to empty the dishwasher, not to put the dishes away, because nobody wanted this fucking old man with dementia who had questionable hygiene touching the plates and dishes and stuff and putting them back in the cabinet. Like, keep your paws off it. I didn't put it that way. I just said, don't do that. I'll do it later on. And they wanted to fight me. A feisty old man in a wheelchair and started a fight with me, bit my thumb. Bit my thumb. I almost bit it the fuck off. So the point I guess I'm making there is just because somebody has dementia doesn't mean they can't be feisty and mean. And sometimes that will trigger them back into an appearance of coherence. Like when you're in a fight and you're yelling stuff out, it could seem like, hey, maybe he's not all that lost. He's in the moment now. Well, he's in the moment because of the adrenaline rush and all that kind of stuff. And uh, I don't know, testosterone, whatever is left in an old man's body, is running through his veins, and he's looking to uh, score some points by fighting a younger guy. I don't know, but I think that's what Biden has. When you see him in his moments at the podium, looking like, wow, this guy actually looks like he's trying to be in charge. Um, I think that's what's going on. Anyway, so that's the bad news with the China stuff and Russia stuff. The confusing news, I guess, not necessarily bad news. What's really going on? Will there be a coup somewhere? Stay tuned to find out. Meanwhile, we got our own shit going on in this country where we know beyond any doubt, e- even the people. Listen, today, and this is a real thing. There are people in one of the southern states baptizing children and young adults in the name of Trump. He has become the Messiah to a lot of people. But even those people, deep down in their psyche, in the core, they know this guy's a fucking criminal. And we can't charge him because we're too close to an election. And he's not running. He's not running in this upcoming election. But because there's some kind of hands-off rule the DOJ has had. Why would they even have that fucking rule? Nobody's ever wanted to charge a president right before an election before, but they have this policy. So it's just odd that China, they don't think twice about it. Hey, lock him up, put him under house arrest. Here, oh no, a former president, not even a guy who's in charge anymore. Oh, hands off, don't touch him, even though we know he rapes children. He sells nuclear secrets. He's a thief and a con man and a spy. All of that, and a rapist. He's all of that. Don't touch him. William said, William, why don't you pop in, dude, man? I'll send you a link if you want to pop in. You seem like you have a lot to say here. That's why I'm saying this. Anyway, I'll send you a link just in case. Go over the damn Facebook to send it. And I'm not putting pressure on you. If you believe me, if you don't have time, that's fine. Um, ah, um, oh no, I've done some bad things here. What have I done? Oh my gosh, what have I done? Um, Still getting all acclimated to holy hell here. It's Sunday morning. What do you expect, folks? Um, where was I? Where the fuck was I? Does anybody remember where the fuck I was? William Conway here. I'm going to send you a link. Oh, I was about to read your comments about your son and working in a nursing home. Hold on. I worked in a nursing home. Dementia causes all sorts of combativeness from what I've seen. The confusion is disorienting, so they fight. Yeah. Listen, with my father-in-law, he's been that way his whole life, even long before dementia. That's what he is. It's a crazy old antagonistic, I don't know, rowdy little son of a bitch. Yeah. Anyway, so just basically touching on the uncertainty that's in the news this morning. Now, for me personally, it's the copyright hell in these different social media platforms is never ending. It's never fucking ending. I got a copyright notice, infringement notice from Facebook last night on an interview I did with Robert Andrew Wagner, Raw. Uh, Now, it's a 2-hour video, and they've cited 40 seconds of 9 seconds here, 10 seconds here, 11 seconds here, 10 seconds here, 4 different segments where they say I was in violation. I may have been. I'll read the whole fucking thing. Here goes. There are changes to your video because of a copyright match. The following actions were applied to your video by UMG because it may, not does, because it may contain 40 seconds of content they own. Now, what if it doesn't? Did anybody decide, they're going to put a blocker on it because it may? Now, if you're not sure, let's get sure before you do this. Now, the video is made unavailable by the rights owner. So my video is unavailable to people in 249 territories. It's a lot of places on the earth. 249 of them on this great flat earth we live on. But here's the video segments that are 1736 to 1740, 10 seconds there. Not playing any music. It's me talking, saying words. Again, 4707 to 4718. That's 11 seconds. Again, no music being played. It's me saying words. You can't copyright words. Well, you can copyright words, but not words that people can say in a sentence. 49:15 to 49:25. Again, 10 seconds of me saying words. 1 hour and 8 and 16 seconds to 1 hour and 8 and 26 seconds. Again, 10 seconds of me just saying words. Just talking. And UMG, a music company, says they may own the copyright. Now, you see my pace here. My yeah, I can't think of it. The way words come out of my mouth, the pace at which I speak. 10 seconds. I should put on a here, let me see. And I'll try to be as honest as I can with this. My timer and see how many words I actually say in 10 seconds that they think. Um, okay. I'm starting 10 seconds, and this is basically the pace at which I speak. And that's about it right there. Now, that's they've identified, I guess a bot went through my thing and said, he just said some words. I think we own those words. Let's take his video. We may. What do you mean, may? You don't know? The bot is unsure, but there's no way to appeal it now. So basically, a 2-hour video is taken down for 4 10-minute 10-second segments that they're unsure about. Let's just be on the safe side. When he said fuckity fuck fuck shit shit shit, I think we own that. It's taking it. The censorship, the Autobot, and Facebook is not like YouTube. They don't really supply an easy way to appeal this stuff and say, "Can I get a human to look at that? Can I appeal this to a better judge? Because that just seems fucking insane." No. Oh, speaking of insane, um, I guess William decided to take me up on a Sunday morning to coffee with. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What's going on in the background there? You got a rodeo
Oh
going?
shoot, yeah, no, hang on a second. Let me head to the bedroom.
No, you don't have to. Just ask a question. I thought maybe you had a rodeo.
Uh the clashing of titans is what was happening in the background.
Ah. So what? You got the former leader of China. You got him under house arrest at your place in.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, dude, you know what? I can't pronounce names like that either, by the way. It's terrible for me. Like I look at that and I just get confused. You know
Xi
what I mean?
Jinping, yeah, Xi Jinping. I think that's what I'm going with. But yeah, no, I will be called a racist because uh, I'm not saying the Chinese people. I'm just saying
So
the Chinese government, the China.
right, right. I have a bit that I do about how my family is like that. You know how sometimes you go to a buffet place and there's just a family that is like taken over the establishment? That was my family. Like my family was known for just bringing in like 10, 12 people. Half of them are like 300 pounds or more and just annihilating a buffet. And the way I did this joke, when I first started doing this joke, I always made it a Chinese buffet. And I would say that, and part of the joke is that when they see us come in, the manager gets on the phone and starts calling a backup cook immediately, right? And I used a Chinese accent for it, which was really spot on, in my opinion. And then I had a club owner after a show come up to me and tell me that I shouldn't do a Chinese accent for that bit, that it was offensive. You can't do that. And I was like, I've never been to a fucking Chinese restaurant where it wasn't a Chinese dude as the manager. You know what I mean? Like anybody can work there, sure. But I'm like, just give me a couple. Show me a couple where it's somebody that's not Chinese running the Chinese buffet,
I got
and I'll agree that maybe I should change it.
I got one, unfortunately, because I live in the most crazy part of Long Island. There in the shopping center where I go to, there is a pizza place and a Chinese restaurant and a bagel place right next to all like 3 stores.
Is it the bagel lady?
No, not the bagel lady. This is a better, much better one, but it's not. Anyway, in the Chinese restaurant, there's an Italian guy, and there's no Chinese people in the Italian restaurant at all.
Right.
In the
That almost be funnier though, like to like really play up an Italian like manager for the Chinese
yeah,
restaurant.
it gets even more bizarre than that because in the bagel place, it's all Chinese. A Chinese family owns it. So the bagel
What?
the bagel place is run by Chinese people. The pizza place, the Chinese food is run by an Italian guy. The pizza place is all Jews.
What?
So
Now this
the Jews are running the pizza place. The Italians are running the Chinese place, and the Chinese are running the bagel place. It's like
That is.
you guys ought to get together and just like switch.
Do you think they did that as a goof? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they did that
Like,
at Rocky Point, New York. That's why.
there's no way this just happened. You know what I mean?
I think it did, though. I hear what you're saying. It would seem like that's impossible. It has to be like, and
Right,
I felt like I was part of like a bad Saturday night skit, a Saturday Night Live skit
right.
or something. But no,
In the end, I bowed to the social expectation and just started doing the bit as Golden Corral, that we go and take over a Golden Corral, which I think is almost even worse.
it
You
is.
know what I mean? Because like, if your family has the ability to overtake a Golden Corral, which is generally pretty ginormous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like because then I can throw in some stuff about the disgustingness of a chocolate waterfall. Those like I don't know if you're into a chocolate waterfall, but don't ever use those anywhere ever.
Yeah.
Like, because people just dip their dirty dick beaters in the chocolate all the time, and I'm that's disgusting. Like people don't wash their hands. Basically, did you know that? I mean, mostly that's why COVID was such a big deal. Like everybody was like, "What is with all these wash your hands?" Yeah, believe me, people haven't been doing it. Like I pay attention when I go into public restrooms, and do you know how hard it is for me sometimes to just not like come out of a bathroom behind somebody and not be like, he didn't wash his hands. I want everybody in there to know he didn't wash his hands. Like I would love to just start like not hand washing, shaming people. That would be awesome. That'd
I
be so
did it.
much fun.
I did it.
He's got dirty dick beaters. Dirty dick beaters coming through the room right now. You know what I mean? Just
10 years ago, on our way to a gig with Davey Dew, my young protege, we stopped at a diner. I was playing the gig, and Davey was our photographer. And we had already eaten, and I went in to use the bathroom, and I watched a guy come out of the shitter in kitchen clothes and didn't go wash his hands, went right back into the kitchen. And
now see, like, I'd say something if
I
it was
did.
an employee all day.
I absolutely
Yeah.
did. I said, I want to talk to the manager right here. I said, I'm not paying my fucking bill. I'm gonna get fucking sick now. And whether I get sick from germs or whether I get sick
Or
what's in
disgusting.
my head, just yeah,
Yeah.
because I just watched your chef, your short order cook, go from the shitter directly into the kitchen without washing his hands. And I said it out
Right.
loud so everybody in the diner could hear, and they were all like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and I walked out.
Dude,
I said, I'm
they
not.
probably comped at least half those meals.
Yeah.
But they should, because that's fucking bullshit. Like, and I'll say that, like I'm not gonna say that I wash my hands 100% of the times, because I don't.
If
But
you're a
I
food chef, you would,
definitely, I definitely do. Like, I've worked in the restaurant as a cook many times, many restaurants. I like never like that's, to me, that's crazy. Matter of fact, I'm actually one of those that will probably double wash. Like, because if there's a sink next to my station, I'm probably gonna wash again when I get back to my station. Like, I'll wash in the washroom for the very reason that you encountered, because I'm not gonna let a customer see me not wash my hands. But then I would wash again, like at the station next to me. Like when I worked at Denny's, it was like that. I would double wash my hands a lot.
so make the restaurant a Olive Garden and still do the Chinese uh, um, accent. That'll really
Oh,
fuck people up
right.
because there's this whole thing about Olive Garden not really being real Italians anyway. Uh,
Right, but I've never seen an Olive Garden have a buffet. Although, dude, and like if it was like endless salad and breadstick, you eat all breadstick. You know, like
I've never been to an Olive Garden, so
I have to order more.
now let's go here because I want to talk about this. This is so fucking interesting because comedians can see their career ruined over a joke right? Or just like something like that. If you were a big enough name that somebody wanted to take you down over that and call you a racist, they could
Which
actually
I'm not. Let's just go ahead and
right,
establish that right now. I'm definitely
yeah,
not.
right,
I have not reached the level of being able to be canceled yet.
right, right. No, yeah, this is what I hope for you. My hope is that someday you will be cancelable. That people will want.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you.
but comedians can go through that. But a guy like Brett Favre, because I've had this thing for jocks and athletes my whole life, even from going back to high school. A guy who's a football hero can steal from the poorest people in the country, and people say, it's no big deal. But a comedian says one fucking joke, let's ruin him forever. It's so weird how it shows you where our priorities and who we really respect in this country, because a football hero can get away with robbing from poor people, but a comedian
A
can't
football
get.
hero got away with murder, double murder. Actually, I don't know if you know
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah, I do
Uh,
know that. Yeah, I remember something about that. He chopped his wife's head off or something, some boy toy that she was seeing. Uh,
yeah. So I mean, yeah, we let our heroes get away with a lot.
yeah,
Like,
it's just so
like,
weird that if a comedian can get like canceled for a joke, but if you're an athlete, you can get away with just about anything. You can get away with chopping your wife's head off. Well, he did. To be fair, he did get charged. At least he was arrested for that. He didn't get convicted, but at least some people wanted to see him held accountable for chopping his wife's head off. But with Brett Favre, it's like they're going to look the other way. He robbed from welfare people,
right.
and no big deal. Forget about it.
Uh, I mean, so okay, so I think now, okay, hang on. Maybe I don't know the story correctly because it was my assumption that he did a bunch of charity work and took a percentage. Were they not aware that he took a percentage?
Yeah. Well, no.
I think the public wasn't aware that he took a percentage, but I think they knew, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but the whole thing was it was not done. It was done as a non. No, they weren't supposed to be taken. That was fraudulent, and he knew it, and he knew it was taking money from.
Right, but did the charity, like the charity was giving him money knowingly, right?
Yes, and he knew it was ill-gotten gains because the charity was not supposed to be taking anything off the top. It was supposed to
Right.
be 100%, and it was
Right,
welfare.
because like I get, I mean, it kind of varies state to state. I think so. It's kind of one of those things of was it legal or just immoral? Was it illegal or just immoral? Because like it's definitely immoral in my opinion. You know what I mean? But I don't like depending on the state. I don't know if it's illegal necessarily because like when I worked in California for this company that like it was a shit company. It was a total shit company. But we were required by law to say that because we were under the umbrella of like we worked with the charity, but like we weren't like a sub like we weren't part of the charity. We were like subcontract by the charity. And like we had to have signs next to wherever we put up stations. We had to have signs that said like only 15% of this goes to the charity. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
we had to inform the public of that.
I wonder if that would. You make a good point, though. So we don't know, and I haven't followed this story that closely to know if he actually broke any laws. Um,
I will say, I think it's immoral no matter what, but I don't know if it was necessarily,
right, but still,
you
coming
know,
back to the comparison between comedians, comedians aren't breaking any laws when they tell a joke that offends people. You know,
right.
it's the same thing. I'm not saying let's arrest them. I'm saying where is the? Cause if it was maybe Louis C.K. is a bad example here. Just trying to think of somebody who.
No, I think he's a good example because he's kind of extreme. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
really, like what he did wasn't rape. It wasn't, you know what I mean? It was off-putting to a lot of people, but it was all consensual.
right.
You know what I mean? And so so listen, okay, you don't get down like Louis gets down. So fucking what? You know what I mean? But you can't ruin the dude because
Right.
you don't agree with what he does behind closed doors,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Dave Chappelle would be a better example because all he did was tell jokes that people don't like, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
he's hated for that. But I don't think Favre is getting any hate back his way. I don't see anybody like what a dick Brett Favre is, or very
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm a Bears fan, so I mean, I've pretty much always hated Brett Favre. I don't know what you're talking about. I
yeah,
don't
I
I
know,
don't like
I
the
know, I
guy.
know.
I'm like,
Yeah. Well,
you're
I
not
like
cool.
when Eli Manning was with the Giants' first Super Bowl run that they had, and Green Bay was heavily favored, and it was -28 in Green Bay where the playoff game was happening, and Eli was from Southern.
Louisiana, right?
Yeah, but Southern Methodist University, where he never played any in cold weather before, and they were saying there's no way he was going to win that game, and he just kicked Favre's ass. I mean, he humiliated him. So that to me was beautiful, a beautiful thing.
Right.
Something I want to say to you, Will. You must get on with Zach. My sides will ache and my heart will explode with laughter.
Right.
Will,
Right.
you must get on with Zach.
Dude, I was dying too. I was like, no, bro, she's talking to me, bro. I'm like I'm
But
just
because
yelling
she
at my
doesn't
phone.
capitalize your name, it looks like the word will. And
Right.
she didn't use a comma, so it just looks like will you. He's trying to read it as a
Yeah.
question. Will you must get on with it? But he was trying every inflection to try to figure out a way to make it.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great.
Oh man, I was in.
And I love Zach. Just so you know, like I think he's fabulous. I think he's been doing a good job. Also, I've been listening quite a bit. His conversation with Jackie was great.
Yeah, Zachy seems to be. Speaking of, I don't want to. He's definitely seemed like he's got a lot of senior moments going on. Like Zach asked him about TikTok, and he went on this whole thing about where his record, where he started recording a record. I don't think he ever, for a 20-minute answer, never addressed the TikTok.
Listen, hang on a second. I just I don't know if you're aware of this, but Jackie's been doing that for a minute, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
like, but I mean, I've only been around a short time, so like, since I've been around, like, this is the Jackie I know. Like, that's why I was laughing so when I was like, because like, you would listen and listen and listen and be like, what did that have to do with what we were like? Where did this come from? You know?
I think
But
at one
that's
point I would have probably said, Jackie, I asked you about TikTok because it was an opportunity to plug his TikTok, which is what I asked Zach to do, and
right.
that's why he went there. And it's like,
Yeah.
Jackie, you're here to plug your TikTok. We discussed this.
No, he wants to tell a story from 30 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, let him. It's
Yeah,
dude, because he's so excited when he tells his stories. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's what I love about him is that he's so expressive. You
yeah.
know?
And he made it seem like it was a lot of fun making out with Mrs. Brady, Florence Henderson. In that,
Yeah.
I can't imagine that it would be a lot of fun. I would not have fun. I'd be like, really, we got to do this again. And he made me laugh because he said we were there French kissing. I was like, who the fuck says French kissing anymore? I mean, that's a phrase that from when I was a kid.
I okay, hang on. Especially for movies and stuff like that, I think it's a fair distinction because there are plenty of movies where there is kissing and like clearly no tongue. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I think it's a fair distinction
All
to
right.
make.
No, I get that, but just the phrase of saying it that way, French kiss.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck you.
It's
I,
not.
I
Yeah.
could say with my tongue in down a throat or whatever. I would say to
I
kind of
mean, that would have sounded cooler. It would have been funnier to say that you had your tongue down Mrs. Brady's throat. You know what I mean?
yeah. I would
Or
ask
even
about her affair.
like
Her
when I'm kissing a girl, I always like it when she sucks on my tongue because I'm like, that's a prelude. Get busy. You need to move south then. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
that's
Like if that's what you're into, get going. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like stop wasting time up here with my face.
yeah.
Like
Yeah. I hear you. So yeah, I enjoy Jackie's stories a lot too. But At some point you gotta. I don't. I think Zach was probably one because he did ask Zach like, "Where did we start this?" And Zach was like, "I
Right. Like I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, because but that's the beautiful part of it
forget."
because to me, I think an interview with Jackie is beautiful in that way because okay, so he asked this question and it prompted something entirely different, but it was so engrossing and entertaining that fuck, I don't know what the question was. Who cares?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. I hear you. It was entertaining, and that's all that matters. But I got him set up so far. Uh, just 2 days this week that I need to get him some guests for. Maybe you want to sit in with him one morning. But I have Wednesday. It's going to be a very cool day for him because it's he's taking on the king of all flat earthers. I
Yeah, no, I shared that on my Facebook today for people to watch, hopefully.
Yeah, I think he's taking it lightly. I think he's thinking uh, flat earthers, they can't make much sense. This will be an easy slam dunk. It won't be. This guy's tricky. He's Abbott and Costello math, and like three card Monte street logic and all this kind of stuff. It's not going to be an easy thing. I think at some points, Zach's a smart guy, but he's not going to look like a smart guy next to.
Right.
And I don't think you should take it as lightly as I would definitely prepare for it, like it's a title fight. I'm not going to let Buster Douglas knock me out. That's what I'm saying. You change.
Yeah, no. I think that I I wouldn't necessarily like unless he watches some videos and is like prepared on what his arguments are going to be because it could be tough. It could be tough. You know what I mean? Because you can only tell them that they sound ridiculous so many times. You know
Right.
what I mean? You got to point out what is ridiculous about the belief.
Yeah, no, he comes at it. He comes at it strong, and he's going to want to monopolize the conversation. He's going to start with. I could tell you exactly how he started. Why do you believe that you live on a globe? Who told you that, and where did it come from? And the obvious thing, we learned that in school, second grade, first grade, whatever. And that's all you have. And then he's going to start say make it seem like that's the only thing that makes you think. And they'll reject everything that you say that has to do with NASA because NASA's fake and part of a conspiracy to make us all believe. But like he'll talk about how fast is the Earth spinning. Do you know how fast the Earth is spinning?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
Well, time zone, there are 24 time zones, right? A thousand miles,
Yes.
a thousand miles apart is each time zone. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, so it's 1,000 miles apart. So we're spinning one day for all 24. That's 10,000 miles an hour is what the globe is spinning at. And so wouldn't you, if you were on a ball spinning at 10,000 miles an hour, wouldn't you feel that? And so that to a person who's not thinking ahead and not really prepared for that, well, that makes sense. Yes, of course you.
Um, so I think we do feel that it's called gravity. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Um,
gravity doesn't.
huh?
Gravity doesn't exist. They reject gravity completely.
What are
Uh,
you?
spinning is different than gravity, but you would feel 10,000 miles an hour is fucking fast, right?
Well,
But
yeah, but it's so big. It's so big that and like so. This is. I actually said this to my kid the other day, and I forget who the scientist is. It's the and he's very well known. It's the black guy with like kind of the
Neil
semi
deGrasse
fro.
Tyson,
Yeah.
Degrassi.
And so he said that this kind of he described the Earth as smooth, not flat per se, but smooth. And the way he said it was that the Earth is so big that if you held it in your hand like a pool sized ball, that it would feel to you as smooth as a cue ball
Right.
because the mountains and the valleys and everything like to scale like don't really represent that much difference, like to scale for the
Absolutely.
mileage and
If he
for
took a
everything.
microscope and really showed a billion times the your face, even though you just shaved, you would see lots of.
Yeah,
A pimple would look like Mount Everest if you zoomed into your face that much. Even
right,
though your face
exactly.
is perfectly fine.
So I mean, to me, you could say the Earth is flat in that kind of regard. That's about all I'll give you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but so it's gonna be tricky, and I know Zach is kind of, and I would be too. My tendency would be like, oh, come on, this guy's got to be a lunatic. It's got to be easy. I'm just gonna have some laughs with it. But the guy is dead serious about it. He wants to
Right.
convince people, and he's got an argument that and a presentation that he wants to give on it. And I think the goal is not necessarily to convert Zach, although it would really pain me. It would hurt me if on
I don't think that's gonna happen, bro.
if on
Uh,
Thursday morning Zach is a flat earther, and now I keep
Now Thursday night, you're gonna get that video that you got from that other dude, and you're gonna be, and it's gonna be like, you need to know the truth.
oh yeah, that would hurt me. That would break my heart. I don't
I
want.
don't think that's gonna happen, bro. I think Zach's got a good head on his shoulders. He's not gonna be bamboozled by this guy.
Yeah,
Like, um, I think he's been able to talk to a snake whisperer before and get away. You know
uh,
what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh well.
because that's what that feels like to me. Like to me, anybody trying to convince me of something like this is, it's like you're as bad as like a religious nut job, in my opinion. You
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
and to be clear, half of the flat Earth people are religious nut jobs. One of the guys who attacked me was that he was telling me that globe idea was the work of Satan. And I mean, a lot of the Bibles. They bring out the Bible stuff. The Bible is proof of flat Earth and all that stuff. But I'm a Satanist because I believe in the globe. I've been tricked into, I've been tricked by Satan. So
oh
there's a
man,
lot of that stuff. Anyway, so that'll be Thursday, and then I got Tony Darrow, who missed last week, is coming on Tuesday, and
oh
David
cool,
Felder, who missed last week, who's coming on Thursday. So he's got two comedians and the flat Earth guy in between. I need somebody for Monday and Friday. If you could help me out with that, if you know somebody who could be a guest for him on, and if you want to do it that way, listen, well, if you get on with Zach, Uh, it will hurt my sides and fill my heart with laughter. My heart will explode with laughter. That's all.
yeah, yeah. So basically, we want to kill Kelly is what we want to do. All
Yeah,
right, gotcha.
yeah,
All right.
um,
So
yeah,
me get on with Zach as much as I can until Kelly's heart explodes.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Um,
All right.
that Zara person, I guess I put her off. You sent me
Uh
Zara
huh.
who's from, and she was interested in doing the show, and then she asked me what it was about. I said nothing. I don't know how to explain to you what it's not really about anything. Whether I'm doing it, whether Zach's doing it, it's about you.
Right.
I guess it's about you. It's about the guests. It's
I
about
mean, that's actually, yeah, exactly. So I think that's actually probably a good answer. You know what I mean? Is it, we're gonna have you on, we're gonna interview you, talk about what you're doing, whatever. You know,
yeah. Maybe I'll get
it's about you. Yeah, that's a great answer. But instead he said nothing. It's a show about nothing.
well.
It's Seinfeld, okay? People are gonna get on here and they're gonna yell at you.
Yeah, it depends on what's happening that day. Like today, I wanted to start about talking about the actual coup in China because they got the leader of the country on the house arrest. Can you imagine if Biden was under house arrest and like locked in his house and say, "We're not going to let you out," and the Joint Chief of Staff just took over and we're being run by the military now. Nobody would talk about it because that's what happened in China. Nobody's talking about that. It's just like,
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I think a movie like that, and it's probably going to be war in the streets. Like, so that kind of stuff scares me, really.
yeah,
Like, and I mean, I don't know. I think I really hope that America finds like a diplomatic way to solve its problems. But for real, dude, like it just doesn't seem that way. I feel it really feels to me like we passed the point of no return. It's eventually going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Eisenhower warned us on his way out. He gave a speech about beware of the military-industrial complexes. They want to run everything, and this was
Yeah.
a five-star general who ran the war to take down Hitler. He should know something about this, and he was warning us that don't let this happen, and we let it happen.
Mhm.
So anyway, I got want to share something with you. I got to write to Brett Brock today. This came in the
Oh, awesome! Hell yeah!
Now this didn't get auctioned off. I wonder if this would have got anything. It probably would have got. Pay me $1,000 and I won't take it. That's what people would have if he would auction it. Like you pay me $1,000 and I won't, and then I'll let you rip it up. Anyway, it's a nice work, and I'm flattered by it. Brett Brock.
Yeah,
Brett Brock.
that's great.
I can't show it right. There you go. Looks like it does look like Jesse Ventura, and I know the comparisons to me and Ventura came up with Zach playing my music videos the other day.
Yeah.
Not something I haven't heard before.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, Jesse Ventura is like a running. Uh, People say that. I don't think I look like him at all. First, he doesn't have a mustache, and
No,
even
no.
without my glasses,
No, he had a mustache in his wrestling days.
I don't.
Like yeah, back when he was a commentator with like God, what was that other dude's name? Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes and Jesse Ventura used to be a commentating duo. And I'm pretty sure that he had a mustache during those days. That
Wow.
would have been like the 80s, the like mid to late 80s or whatever. Um but and he had one. Didn't he have a? I'm pretty sure he had a mustache in Predator,
I don't know. Maybe I'm.
but it's not a dark mustache. It's a
Right.
lighter. It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
more like
because he
my
was
color but
blonde
thicker.
in the back
Yeah,
in the day when he was young. He was a blonde guy. Anyway.
yeah. I think he's had a mustache quite a bit. It's just not as prominent because yours is so dark. You know what I mean?
Because it's all black paint. It's like Groucho. Mustache wasn't even real. It was grease paint. It wasn't
Right,
until he was older on like Oh You
right.
Bet Your Life. Then he grew a mustache. But when he was in the movies, it was just painted on.
That's
Kind of
great.
like this. This is kind of just painted on. Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah. But so Jesse Ventura is one I heard a lot. Vin Diesel is one I used to hear a lot.
sure.
Um,
I can especially see that like from the back because you're like back and your upper back and shoulder muscles are a lot like that. You know what I mean?
yeah. Not
Like
anymore. I'm like,
I watched a video yesterday on like Facebook or whatever, and it was just the only thing you could see in the video was a person's back as they were walking away, but it was following the person. So it was like a close up on their back as they walked away. And I have to say, I knew 100% that they were following the Rock. And I gotta say, it makes me feel a little gay that I knew that. You know what I mean? Like why do I know exactly who that is? Like I must really pay attention to that physique. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck?
Batman. You're
Like what? Wow. Like that's something I didn't know about myself.
all right, Ron.
Yeah. Throwback.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So what's going on in where you are today? You got something going on at the rodeo grounds today or something?
No, it's been pretty chill. We actually had a lot of civil workers this week, so we got all the work done pretty much. Now it's just kind of doing weeding and stuff like that. Uh, I do think I do think there is a roping event that might happen today, later today. But those are pretty small. Like
Have
we
you
don't
have
even
you
get.
ever tried to learn some of that stuff? Like, would you go out and want to learn how to rope?
No.
I would.
Like mainly like I haven't been on a horse in like 20 years.
Yeah, yeah,
Um and like I have a lot of back and hip issues. So like my my right leg is actually like if I stand with my feet together, like my hips, you'll like if I was in like tight, underwear or something where you could see which way my hips and stuff were going, like you would see that my hips are like turned to the left and downward. Like my hips are like out of place. Like, and they've been like this for
You got a
probably.
JFK hip, back and to the left, back and to the left.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so like I when I used to go to the chiropractor all the time, like they would pull on my leg to get that back into the spot, but I haven't been to the chiropractor in a couple of years, so I just walk around with my hip out of place all the fucking time. So no, I definitely don't want to try and get on anything that might buck me off
I
and
hear you.
hurt me more.
I got back and hip injuries too, and I have a teeter. Teeter is
Yeah, yeah,
it works, but it's temporary. I mean, it
right.
wears off in like 10 minutes, and then you're back to your old.
Oh, 10 minutes? Really? That's it? Oh, that sucks.
You need to take it with you everywhere you go. You gotta
Yeah, no, that's.
get it. It wouldn't work.
I've
But
always wanted one of those ever since I saw the toy.
what? Oh, why? It's in the movie, The Toy.
Yeah, remember when like her and US are having a conversation and she's on one of those teeters that's got like a roller on it and it starts shaking her tits all over the place. I mean, it's a classic movie. You should watch it again.
Yeah,
You'll
I
enjoy
never
it.
watched it in the first place.
Oh
Uh,
my god, you've never seen the toy with Richard Pryor, bro? It is one of the best. It
uh,
is so funny.
I've never seen most movies. The movie I watched three movies, I think. Godfather 1 and 2 and The Unforgiven. And that's all I know.
Oh, Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood. That's one of my favorite westerns, bro.
That's one of my favorite all-time movies. I got The Godfather and then The Unforgiven, and I'm like not sure which I mean that's sacrilege. Godfather's number one, but that's definitely
Right.
close number two.
But it's my number one western. You know what I mean? Like for sure, like Unforgiven, and then probably Tombstone.
Oh,
Like
you're not a Silverado fan?
I do like Silverado. That's a good. That's Kevin Costner. I think is in Silverado, right?
Yeah, a lot of people are in that.
Right. Yeah. 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 But he was like the main guy or whatever.
Not really.
Yeah.
I think what's his name? Kevin Kline was the main guy. He played Payton. Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. No. You're. Yeah. No. That's probably fair to say.
yeah.
Uh.
I think it was
Yeah.
the one that made Kevin Costner a huge star.
For sure. It definitely was his breakout role. I think.
Yeah, yeah. And that's one of my favorite westerns. Rio Bravo, the original John Wayne, 1959. Dean Martin, Ricky Nelson.
I really like the original True Grit. Like the new True Grit is pretty good, but the original, in my opinion, is still better. That's a John Wayne.
Never seen either one of them.
Yeah.
That's
I
weird.
mean,
I know Rooster Cogburn. I know the story, and I'm a big John Wayne fan, and I also a big Jeff. What's his name? I can't think of his name now. Anyway, the guy who plays Rooster Cogburn in the second one. But I've never. I for some reason I just every time I see the movie like on streaming, I pass it. Like maybe there's something better on. So I've never seen either one of them.
right.
Yeah, fuck. I'm just a
Um, who did play him in the new one?
Jeff.
Because Matt Damon was the Texas Ranger. Um, gosh, I can't remember who the other guy was now.
Big Lebowski, Jeff
Oh, Jeff Bridges.
Bridges. Yes.
Yeah, I love him, dude. He's freaking fabulous. We
Yeah.
actually watched the Big Lebowski a couple months ago again.
Yeah, it was on. It's on one of the streaming things now, and I
Yeah,
keep seeing it. I've seen it enough times. So do I need to?
my son hadn't seen it, and so I was like, "This," and like when he told me he hadn't seen it, I shouted, "This aggression shall not stand!" You know, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "You'll find out."
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's another great movie. And, all the Coen brothers stuff is they're just
Oh yeah, yeah, they're fabulous.
yeah. What's going on with you in comedy now? You got any gigs coming up? You got any shows lined up?
You know what? I did book a gig for October in Albuquerque. And I also we have our Veterans Day show that's going to be November 11th here in Grants. We're bringing Alex Elkin in. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. I gave him your information. I don't know if he's gotten a hold of you yet, because I'd like to have him on the show for sure. Alex is a great comedian from Washington, and he does a lot of cruise ships. He's done USO tours, so I can't wait to. His USO experience is actually what really made me want to have him for the Veterans Day show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's
Are
going to
you
be
gonna
a
are
free.
you gonna do anything, like, do you come up with military jokes now? Like, 'cause are you gonna do anything, like, military themed in your Veterans
I
Day?
mean, I was thinking of telling, probably talking about trying to get recruited after I was a two-time felon, because I was in like one day I was in an unemployment office filling out paperwork trying to get a job, and there was a recruiter just rolling around, and and he comes up to me because I, was a younger looking, able-bodied looking person, young man. So of course the recruiter is going to come up to me and say something, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to waste your time, bro. I don't think y'all are interested in me. And he was like, why? And I'm like, well, I didn't graduate high school. I got a couple felonies. He's like, well, we can work around, some of that stuff. He's like, what are the felonies? And I said that I had a distribution of marijuana felony, and like that was it. He was like, yeah, we can't get around distribution. If you've got a distribution charge, the military will not take you.
How much were you distributing?
Not the, okay. So this is really crazy. So when when I got shot in 1999, the day after that, the DEA and the Austin, Minnesota Police Department raided my apartment, right? And I got caught up in September, early September, like the first week of September in 2001. The DEA had my name as a supplier, which is a was a it was a BS statement that somebody that got arrested made. And so they made a statement against me saying that I had supplied them, which I didn't, because all I sold was weed. And this dude said that I supplied them with meth. But because the DEA thinks that I'm a meth supplier, they're watching me, right? But I go like under the radar, and they catch up with me in September of 2001 on a direct sale to an undercover who had penetrated the like flop house that I was basically selling out of. Like there was four of us selling out of the same, drug den. And I know I'd seen that dude there on multiple occasions. Like I recognized this dude from that house, like no question. And he called me by name over to the alley. So it was like no big deal for me to sell him a bag. But it was just like a 20 sack or something of weed. And I probably had like maybe an ounce, ounce and a half on me. I had like a little tin that I carried. I was just a little street guy. You know what I mean? But they thought that, and they were super pissed at me. They were so mad that I wouldn't give up any, or like, aren't you going to give us any information to help your situation? I'm like, my situation's not that dire, bro. It's a class 6 felony. You know what I mean? Like, get off my back. I'm not telling you fucking anything, because the long and the short of it is that like, I got sentenced to 2 years, and I had to sit like maybe 4 months of that for my first felony. Like I knew it wasn't going to be, but that's why I only dealt weed, because those were consequences that I was willing to pay. You know what I mean?
Wow, weed offenses are just crazy, but um, there are people fucking selling boatloads even back then. I mean, when I think of distribution, that's why I asked how much were you distributing.
Yeah, it was nothing, bro.
No, I would think hundreds of pounds, not ounces.
Right, right, yeah. Yeah, you would think, and I do think that like my technical charge was distribution of less than 2 ounces, which is why it was just a class 6 felony. Like, because in South Dakota, and I think most places, it's dependent on the amount of weed do you have for what class of felony or whatever it is.
Right.
But
Now,
yeah, it was.
where you live in New Mexico, it's legal now. So
Mhm.
you don't have any qualms about saying that you lighten up even on this program and not worried about it. But and again,
Nope.
I come back to being worried about you with the two strikes deal. But if you go to like South Dakota, is it legal there? Like if you go to do shows, do you
It's
have to not bring any? Make sure, hey,
So I think I don't when it comes to weed and interstate travel or whatever, I don't carry felonious amounts. You know what I mean? Like I because I pretty much always have I'm pretty much always gonna have weed on me because it's my fucking medicine. And if you know anything about me and my anxieties or whatever, like if I start tripping out, dude, I need to have my medicine. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So, um, like, but I, pretty much anywhere I go, I know where to get it, or it's not hard. South Dakota, they legalized it recreationally now as well.
Oh, good
So
for them. I'm surprised by that, to be honest with you.
yeah, the governor. So Christy
Christy Nome.
Nome,
Yeah.
the like fabulous head she has on her shoulders. She actually has been blocking as much as she can. Like as soon as they legalized it, she was like, you know, doing everything she could to put the brakes on stuff, slow stuff down, which is really stupid because during the pandemic, when the pandemic happened, South Dakota was one of the states that didn't shut down. Kristi Noem, as governor, said that she believed that her people were smart enough and responsible enough to take care of themselves and make their own informed decisions. But when they all went to the polls and said, "We want weed," Christie was like, "But not in this case." You know what I mean? Like, you fucking cunt. You
Yeah.
know,
No, people are
like,
smart enough to make their own decisions unless they decide something that doesn't I don't agree with. Then they're not smart enough to.
right? She like, dude, she's yeah, no,
No, but she is kind of hot though, isn't she? I think that's how
no, yeah, she like I think she was voted like the sexiest.
I don't know. Like
Um,
Gretchen, in Minnesota, I think it is. Uh, she's kind of hot too. I put them both like, and one is far left and one is far right. I think I
right.
get right in the middle and just jerk off in both directions.
I would venture to say though, and this is just me guessing, but I'm gonna say that Christy Nome is more photogenic than she is hot. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, I see what you're saying. Yeah, if you were in a room with her, you'd be like,
Yeah, yeah. You'd be
TV
like
show,
up close and personal. You're like, yeah, you
lighting.
dropped a couple points there. Dropped a couple points. You
Yeah,
know.
but I'm surprised.
And then if she opens her fucking mouth, she goes all the way to zero. I just want you to know. I
Right, right.
mean,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just turned the volume down. But I'm surprised, and maybe because I don't know because I haven't been to a lot. I don't visit porn sites on a regular basis. But back in the day when Sarah Palin first arrived, there were lots of porn parodies about Sarah.
oh,
Why have there been no porn parodies about Christy
I
Noem?
don't know because, and I think that they should include some meth use as well because she was also the governor that came up with the meth we're on it slogan as an anti-drug campaign. I don't know if you're aware of this
No,
fucking gem that she fucking created.
no.
Like, like she did a couple years ago, like just before the pandemic, she did a whole billboard and TV commercial campaign to address the terrible meth issue that is going on in South Dakota. And I will say that meth is a big problem in the state of South Dakota for sure. There's no denying that. But their answer to that was they made this campaign. And if you can look it up and play one of these, it is one of the funniest things that you're gonna laugh your ass off. Um, because dude, it's an anti-drug campaign that is just like all these different people from all these different walks of life saying meth we're on it.
Meth were
Like, yeah, and like the punctuation is like, meth, period, we're on it, like we're addressing this issue. but it's poorly done. You know what I mean? It basically looks like everybody's saying, "Yeah, this whole state does meth. Come here." You know,
Right.
like we don't even have a problem with it.
Let's see here. Share screen. Chrome tab. That's not it. Oh yeah, here it is. South Dakota meth. We're on it. Here we go.
I'm on meth.
I'm on meth.
I'm on it too. So am I.
South Dakota's meth crisis is growing at an alarming rate.
Oh yeah, so this is a video of
Yeah. All right.
yeah, and see, look at that, like, and there's T-shirts with that on it. That South Dakota meth we're on it one. Oh my god, like,
Well, I guess population wise, let me exit. 13 people died in 2018. 13 people will die. I mean, every single day from something.
oh yeah,
I understand the big.
I don't think their problem is necessarily that people are dying from it. No. You don't understand. There's many, and when I say many, I mean subgroups. Like now, South Dakota doesn't have big cities, okay, but basically every county seat, okay, has a subculture of meth addicts that are very highly functioning. Some of them are very highly functioning. Some of them are living in a storage unit. You know
That
what I
blows
mean?
my mind that you could be functional on meth, because the only meth addicts or meth users I've ever seen are scary as fuck. I mean, sometimes even cops are I know afraid to deal with them. Like there were at the emergency room, there was a girl who was handcuffed to a pole because she was on meth, and she was just like she was something from a horror movie. And that's
Right.
because I'm old and never did meth and never really hung out with anybody who did or know anybody who very well who was into meth. So all I know of it is zombies, people who are really scary, walking dead like
Right.
people. So
And
I
see, and
can't.
that's like the deeper stages of the addiction of it. You know what I mean? Like I think that there are a lot of people that because especially in the Midwest, a lot. I don't know about nowadays, but back when I was doing meth, a lot of meth was made with anhydrous and stuff like that, which is fucking plentiful as shit in the Midwest. Like so many, pretty much every farm has got those kind of things. You
Right.
know what I mean? And so the availability of it and the cheapness of it is definitely, but like my first wife was not a daily user. Like she was actually the first person I ever met that used meth in what I would call a recreational way. Like she used methamphetamine basically because she sold it, and every once in a while there would be like a customer that like she would do a bump with or whatever, but she wasn't like a regular everyday user. You know what I mean? And I think as far as like maybe business people, probably students or whatever might be using it just to you know function at a high level and get a lot of shit done in a short period of time because you're up and your mind, like if you can stay focused on the right shit, like it can make you highly fucking productive, but
Yeah.
it can also grab you by the balls and take you to the basement. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wonder what kind
Yeah.
of was the meth that Hitler was doing.
I
Or
have no
same
idea,
as
bro.
the
Like,
meth that is on the streets in US today. Now, I used to joke about this a lot because to me, the scariest place you could ever be, because German U-boats. were not like modern submarines. They were underground torture dungeons of dampness, darkness, and scary places to be, and really claustrophobic. So if you were claustrophobic at all, to be in a German U-boat was bad enough. But imagine being in a U-boat under the water, damp, cold, dark, claustrophobic, from Germany to South America, trapped with Hitler on cocaine and meth.
Yeah, fuck no. Like that was one thing. Like in prison, I didn't get people that wanted to get turned up in prison like that. You know what I mean? Like, what about this experience are you trying to fucking enhance with methamphetamine, bro?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, you want to, like, I'd crawl out of my skin if I was stuck in my cell high on meth.
Right.
Like,
Imagine being
fucking,
underwater in a dark, damp place, cold and shit, with Hitler on meth
yeah.
and cocaine for
Well, you know,
3,000
I
miles.
just want you to know I've often imagined what it would be like to hang out with Hitler, and I mean,
Yeah, but not in that
uh,
circumstance where he's defeated. Besides, he's in a bad mood to begin with. He just
yeah,
lost,
he's definitely an angry Hitler.
and he's
Yeah,
running to South America underwater, and he's all cranked up.
Fuck it. Yeah,
The
no, that
guy
had to be the
driving the boat
worst
must
fucking
be
boat
like
ride ever.
that fucking
That
guy.
that boat ride was almost as bad as that Titanic.
I can't quit that. You know, how the fuck do I quit? Where do I go to fucking resign this job? You stuck me with this fucking sick man.
Right, right. Like
Yeah,
I'm not taking care of this anymore.
right. All right.
Dude.
Well, I'll let you go and wrap this up. But today at 2 p.m., I put out a thing to all the people who are interested in being on the evening show because I want to start that up pretty soon. Zach has a bunch of his people. I asked Carl to come, maybe some other people from the UK and people from all over. I want to just discuss the concept of what I want to do for the nighttime show. I'm looking to do a pilot pretty quickly, but I'll give you a spoiler alert. A part of what I'm doing, I'm trying to get funding. The people who I'm working on this film for seem to have expendable money to put into projects. Seem to.
That's great.
I'm trying to pitch this thing as I want to put together a pilot that I can show them and say, this is what we want to do. I want to make sure all the writers and everybody who's on the show gets paid. And that's and, I'm not necessarily looking to start out at like great money or anything, but just want to make sure that people get paid fairly for their time. So
Right, right,
that's what the meeting's going to be about, and hopefully that will inspire people to do their best work and really do make something special out of it. So that's
right.
good. And so if you can make that, that would be great. If you can't, I'm going to record it and I will send you the recording. But it would be good if you could be there.
It's 2 Eastern, right?
Right.
So noon my time. Yeah, I should be available.
Okay, cool.
So I plan on being there.
All right, cool, man. And anything you could do to help Zach this weekend, I appreciate it. I have a bunch of guests who have expressed interest, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them for this week necessarily. But if you could pop on with them either Monday or Friday, or
Yeah.
maybe get Preston to do something with them on Monday or Friday, anybody, just to
Okay.
have so he has somebody to talk to other than.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to play
Tomorrow I'll
my
definitely
video.
hop on with them, and then I'll see if I can find somebody to help for Friday. I could do both, but I would love to get him a guest also for Friday if he doesn't
I
have one.
appreciate it. Yeah, not that I
So,
mind him playing my videos. I just, I think
dude,
he's
I don't know. I don't even know how that happened. It was so organic because he just played and he played it and he was talking, and I kept listening. I was like, oh, he's talking. Why is he still talking? But then it just turned into this hilarious thing. Like, dude, and we stuck around in the chat and we just
I
kept
wanted Bolo
chat.
he was on today because I wanted to give him something to be about.
Yeah, no, it was great. It was great.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. I'll see you later today then.
Yeah, all right. Kelly's with us now. I just want to say to her, Kelly, Will should get on with Zach because my sides will hurt and my heart will explode with laughter.
Right.
Just want to say that. Anyway, thanks for
Right.
being here. I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'll see you later. Bye.
All right, later, bro.
Bye. the fabulous William Conway from Grants, New Mexico, working in the rodeo grounds today. He's going to learn roping so that he can rope Kelly, and her sides will hurt and her heart will explode with laughter. Will you get on with Zach? Will you get on with Zach? Oh, will you get on with Zach? That's a show for a Sunday morning. I didn't even touch my bagel. I got coffee and bagels, and I didn't even touch the bagel. Anyway, tune into Zach this week. I'll probably start the show all week long this week, but I'm just going to be on for a few minutes. Going back to 8:30 start, I think. Keep changing the time. Just to give me half an hour to warm up to hand it off to Zach, and then the show's all his. I hope you continue to support him. Zach's a great guy, and I hope you appreciate him and show him your appreciation. So until then, I'm Matt Napo for Coffee with the Dog, coffee and bagels with the dog on a Sunday, because it's Sunday morning coming down. And always remember to turn on your radio. Bye for now.
I listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now.